The SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, the junior novelization. Chapter 4. SpongeBob couldn't believe Mr. Krabs was going to sell the priceless Krabby Patty formula for just $1. Swaggering over his long-awaited victory, Plankton opened his wallet. It was empty. Plankton's eye bulged in disbelief. That, that's impossible! He yelled. It was full of money just last week. He thought hard about where all his money could possibly have gone. But then I bought that airplane, and that tank, and built that giant robot. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have put in such a nice seat, but I love comfort. Mr. Krabs chuckled. Sounds to me like someone's just a wee bit broke. Plankton shrugged. Well, Krabs, I guess you won. I've spent every penny I've ever made trying to put you out of business. He pulled out a single penny. Except this one, Plankton said. My last penny! What can I do with one measly cent anyway? Mr. Krabs looked at the penny and licked his lips. You could give it to me, he said. Just a suggestion. Plankton stared at his last penny. He closed his eye and sighed. Then he opened his eye. Here, he said, giving up completely. Take it. He tossed the penny to Mr. Krabs, who caught it with one eager claw. Mr. Krabs kissed the penny. Then he opened his safe, tossed the penny inside, and whispered, Welcome home, little penny. Welcome home. He closed the safe gently. Plankton began to sob. You've taken everything else. You might as well take my last penny. Mr. Krabs frowned. You already gave it to me, and no take-backs. Huge tears flowed from Plankton's single eye. Mr. Krabs picked him up and carried him out of his office, stopping in the restaurant's dining area. SpongeBob followed his boss. Holding Plankton in his big claw, Mr. Krabs said, Well, Plankton, like a reheated Krabby Patty, you've been foiled again. He dropped the tiny villain onto the floor. Oh, Plankton grunted. I guess this means the secret formula is safe forever, SpongeBob said happily. Right, Mr. Krabs? Mr. Krabs nodded. Mm-hmm. It sure does, boy. Plankton let out a big sigh. Why don't you scurry along, Plankton? Mr. Krabs said. I've got a successful business to run. He and the customers laughed. Plankton gave another sob, hung his little green head, and slunk out of the Krusty Krab. Thanks for coming, Mr. Krabs called after his defeated enemy. Have a nice day. Outside, Plankton walked over to a signpost, leaned his forehead against it, and wept. A little while later, Mr. Krabs watched Plankton through a telescope. He was still leaning against the signpost. He's been out there crying for 20 minutes, Mr. Krabs said. Pathetic. He peered through the telescope and then snapped it shut. I'm just going to go out there and gloat a little. Humming a happy tune, Mr. Krabs hurried out the front door. Meanwhile, inside the safe in Mr. Krabs' office, Plankton's last penny was doing something unusual for a coin. It was moving. The penny wiggled, stood on edge, rolled, and suddenly popped open. Hidden inside the penny was Plankton! He laughed and spoke into a tiny microphone hidden inside the penny. Cyclops to laptop, he said. Cyclops to laptop, come in, laptop. In the chum bucket, Plankton's computer wife Karen was playing solitaire on her screen. She heard her husband and answered, Laptop, you do realize that nickname is demeaning. I have twice the processing power of a laptop. Plankton answered in code. Chicken is in the bread pan, kicking out dough. But Karen didn't understand. Wait, she said confused. You're in a bread pan? Annoyed that she'd forgotten their secret code, Plankton snapped. Never mind. Never mind. Maintain radio silence. He looked around in the inside of Mr. Krabs' safe and spotted the Krabby Patty secret formula rolled up and corked in a bottle. Finally! He said, laughing triumphantly. He was about to grab the bottle when he noticed it was sitting on a metal plate. A pressure plate, eh, Mr. Krabs? He said, snorting with contempt. Amateur hour! Plankton opened the door to the safe and cautiously looked around Mr. Krabs' office. He said, and he saw a ship in a bottle on Mr. Krabs' desk. Perfect! He yanked the miniature ship out of the bottle and tossed it in the trash. After finding a pad of paper and a pencil, he quickly scribbled a fake formula, tore out the page, and rolled it up, and shoved it in the bottle. Plankton pushed the cork back in the bottle and admired his work. Not a bad likeness, he said with a smirk. Good enough to fool that idiot Krabs. Back in the safe, Plankton carefully slid the fake formula bottle onto the pressure plate, simultaneously easing off the real bottle. Easy, easy, he said as he worked. After a moment, he'd done it. The fake formula bottle was on the pressure plate, and the real formula bottle was in his dishonest hand. In the dining area, SpongeBob was using the telescope to watch Mr. Krabs outside. His boss was gleefully dancing around the sobbing Plankton. Look at Mr. Krabs go! SpongeBob said. I've never seen him glow this hard before. As he danced, Mr. Krabs sang a little song. Plankton's broke, ooh ooh, Plankton's broke, Mr. Krabs stopped dancing and laughed. Well, Plankton, me bunions are telling me it's time to stop gloating. He picked up Plankton, who was still sobbing. He noticed what looked like a loose thread. He said, looks like you're falling apart at the seams. When Mr. Krabs pulled on the thread, Plankton's skin unraveled, revealing metal underneath. It wasn't Plankton he was holding. It was a tiny Plankton robot. Huh? Mr. Krabs said. Poor me, cried the robot. Sob, sob. Oh, robot! Mr. Krabs shouted. Inside the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob walked into Mr. Krabs' office and saw the open safe. Stay tuned for Chapter 5 coming up soon.